5:50 left to play in the third period. The New York Giants 2nd and 7 from their 43. Again, Johnson, 45, 50, 45, down to the 40 to the 38-yard line before Charlie Waters made the stop.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you. If you give this video a thumbs up, or maybe leave a comment below, or possibly share this video, it would mean so much to me. But just thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you. Well, the good news just keeps rolling in for the Giants. They had 13 guys, I believe it was Tuesday, tested positive for COVID, and then all 13 were, because sometimes you get tested and you wind up, you get false negatives. So the 13 were all tested again, okay, and all of the 12 of them basically kind of came back all negative. The only one to test positive the 2 times, okay, was the running backs coach, Burton Burns. And I was listening to Joe Judge. He was had like a press conference like outside, and he said, like some guys, like they go hang out with other guys, or maybe they might go here or go with other people, or something, and maybe don't protect themselves as well as maybe they should or whatever. But what Judge was saying was Burt Burns, he just doesn't go anywhere. He's like here and he goes home, and he doesn't go anywhere. He said if they go on the road, he says, they go to the airport, he gets on the plane, and he gets to the hotel, and he just stays there. He doesn't go anywhere. And what Joe Judge says is, so much, it's not so much, you gotta, stay away from it. I mean, the virus can find you, so, I mean, it's just kind of weird. I mean, like a lot of the guys who are all tested, I guess, kind of negative. I mean, some of these guys go places, go hang out with other people and stuff like that and all, and they didn't get it, but Coach Burt Burns got it, so. I mean, it's another injury report yesterday, okay, Wednesday. There was 3 of them that were put down pretty much as they did not participate because they were on the COVID protocol, okay, and that was Saquon. Now, he probably wouldn't have practiced anyway, with his ankle, but Xavier McKinney and Matt Skura, okay, so we got 3 starters, they're all on the COVID protocol, so we'll have to keep an eye on them to see if, they might be able to, still might be able to play Sunday, but if I keep an eye on that, and I'll have to wait and see. I saw a couple weeks ago, like they were kind of hoping that maybe Saquon could get back, maybe the week 9, which is this week coming up. So I mean, if he could, that would be freaking huge, because we might have lost the Shep man, but more on that in just a second. Also, the guys who didn't practice yesterday was Nate Ebner. Now he's got an ankle problem. He did have a quad problem. Now he's got an ankle problem. Okay, Lorenzo Carter, he didn't practice. He's got an ankle problem. Kenny Golladay, he's got the knee. He hyperextended his knee. So if he doesn't play this weekend against the Raiders, hopefully, it'll be this weekend. Then we got a bye. All right, so have another week to rest up. So knock on wood. With any luck, maybe, possibly, if we can get one good thing to go right this year, I mean, maybe he'll be back in time for the Tampa Bay game, because, they're going to score points. I mean, we're not shutting them down, okay? We did good against Kansas City, but, I mean, Kansas City had a lot of red zone trips and all that, and, they turned the ball over. When they got down there, they turned the ball over, I mean? So the Chiefs could have certainly scored some more points. I mean, the Giants could have scored some more points too, but it's going to be tough on the road Monday night to shut down Mr. Brady, and because of course, everybody on his team is healthy, offensive-wise, for the most part, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's going to be tough. So we can need all the offensive firepower we can get for Monday night, all right? Because I said, We got Kenny Golladay, his knee, so he didn't practice. Dante Pettis, his shoulder, he didn't practice. And Sterling Shepard, his quad, he didn't practice, right? Limited in practice, right? On Wednesday was Caden Smith with his knee, once again, and Kadarius Toney with his thumb. So we'll have to... It said his thumb. Didn't say his ankle. So you can run it. I mean, hey, you can cut your hand off and you can still run around. You're not going to catch many passes, but at least you can run around. So at least we're not seeing Kadarius Toney knee, Kadarius Toney foot, Kadarius Toney ankle, Kadarius Toney hamstring. We're not seeing that. We're just seeing a thumb. The only problem that's kind of annoying is that every week we're seeing Kadarius Toney with something. It just how do these guys make it through high school or college playing football? I mean, I know some guys that don't maybe play in high school or whatever, but it's like, how do you even play a year or two in college? I mean, if every week they're getting hurt, I don't understand it. I mean, and the thing is like when sometimes he's on maybe a good college, when you're in a good college, and you're on their team helping that college be really good, they got a good offense. So therefore, when they're on the field a lot, okay, unlike the Giants, who offense could be good, but everybody's hurt, so they're not on the field as much. They only get like 50 snaps or whatever. But when you're in a good college, you can get 60, 70, 80 snaps. It's like, how do they make it through a season when they can't even, sometimes seems like they can't even run one route without getting hurt. Go figure. As I said, Shepard may not be able to play against the Raiders this Sunday, because of his quad, so we'll have to wait and see. He's already missed 3 games so far this season with some hamstring injuries. Right now, he's got the problem with the quad. It's always something else, right? This is his 6th season. Right? His 6th season with the Giants. He's only played 16 games 2 times. All right. His first season, he played in 16 games. Second season, he didn't. His third season, he played in 16 games. All right. The last 3 seasons, so basically 4 out of the last 5 seasons, he's missed time. All right. The last 3 seasons in a row, he's missed time. 2 years ago, he played in 10 games. Okay. I mean, it just goes to show you how productive he could be, but he's hurt. He had 57 catches in 10 games. All right, get your calculator out. On a 16-game schedule, if he played all 16 games, he would have caught 91 passes. He would have had over 1,000 yards. All right. Last year, he played in 12 games. He caught 66 balls. Get your calculator out. 16-game schedule, he would have caught 88 passes. He would have had over 1,000 yards. Another phenomenal season. This year, in 5 games, he has, this is like his best year, okay? 5 games, he has 32 catches. In 15 games schedule, just say 15, so say he played 15 games, he would have caught 96 balls. Okay, he'd have over 1,000 yards once again. So if he played all 16, actually if he played 17, he would certainly have over 100 catches. This would be his best year he's having, but can't stay healthy. I mean, Kenny Golladay can't stay healthy. Saquon Barkley can't stay healthy. Sterling Shepard can't stay healthy. Evan Ingram can't stay healthy. Kadarius Toney can't stay healthy. I mean, it's like we got weapons, guys. It just none of them can stay healthy. Such a shame. As I said, thank goodness after this week against the Raiders, okay, the Giants do have a bye. All right, thank goodness. And we can hopefully get some guys a little rested up. Hopefully, maybe Andrew Thomas might come back. I was seeing possibly Ellison Smith might be able to suit up this week. Wouldn't that be freaking phenomenal? Just get him on the field. I know Aaron Robinson didn't play a lot against the Chiefs, but it was just good to get him on the field, just to see him, just to see the dude on the field. Just, I mean, there's some things that can just, at least, there's not many things to look for in this season, but something like that, a nice draft choice, the 3rd rounder, Azeez is doing decently, He's got 5.5 sacks, but he's not Lawrence Taylor, guys. He's got some work ahead of him to do. Hopefully maybe he can get better and better as years go on. Okay, but he's only a rookie and he has 5.5 sacks. So once again, pretty good. We get Aaron Robinson on the field, and hopefully he shows a little bit of promise. Kadarius Williams, right? He didn't have a phenomenal season, but at least we got him on the field. Kadarius Toney, we know what we got with the guy. If he can ever stay healthy, that would be just phenomenal. Azeez Ojulari, doing decently, okay? But just to get the guys on the field, it would be so nice, just so nice to see him. Now we also added because we keep losing, not losing, but we keep getting our wide receivers are hurt and tight ends and all that. So we added Alex Bachman back on the practice squad. Remember Alex Bachman from last year? He got in one game last year, and what I was saying, he got in for one snap in the one game. Was week 7. It was the Evan Ingram game against the Eagles. Oops, I dropped it again. I fumbled the ball. I cost the Giants a game. Oops, I dropped it again. That's my Britney Spears version of Evan Ingram. Oops, I dropped the ball. That was Alex Bachman got him for one snap in that game. So we got him on the practice squad. And the Giants also added another wide receiver to the practice squad. They got Pharaoh Cooper. Okay. He's a wide receiver, but he's more known for his special teams, okay, and his return ability, all right. He was drafted in the 4th round of the 2016 draft, okay, by the Rams. He spent 2016, 2017, 2018 with the Rams, all right. 2019, he split between the Cardinals and the Bengals, all right. Last year, he's with Carolina. This year, basically what I was saying, he doesn't have any snaps this year, okay? But he was a former All-Pro return specialist, okay? So now that's just not saying, he's going to be that hopeful if we bring him up and put him on the team as far as wide receivers. But we had Kadarius Toney trying to return kicks. Against the Chiefs. Let's put this guy out there, see what he can do, right? So this way, if he gets hurt, it's not that bad as if we want to put in Kadarius Toney or somebody else out there trying to return a kick, all right? But so he's on the practice squad, so I don't know if he's going to get elevated to the team or not, but we'll have to just wait and see. So the Giants are just trying to add depth to their to their practice squad for their wide receivers. Now, one of the you just keep adding these guys that even if they do come on the team, they're probably not going to really amount to much of anything. Is one of the reasons why is because the Giants spent all their money in the off season, bringing guys in. Brought guys in, but when you pay top dollar for guys. You got Bradbury and Adoree Jackson, and and you bring in you got Leonard Williams, and then you bring in Kenny Golladay. You shell out some money for him, and you have no money left. The guys behind him, if those guys, the top guys that you shelled out the money for, get hurt, the guys behind them are nowhere near as good. And you have no money, okay? We have like $2 million. That's why at the trade deadline we couldn't even go out and if we wanted to, really, go out and bring anybody in, because we don't have any money. We keep getting, all wide receivers hurt. Well, we got to keep, I don't want to say scraping the bottom of the barrel, but pretty much scraping the bottom of the barrel, getting anybody who's a wide receiver on the practice squad. We might have to, like Colin Johnson, elevating these guys to the regular team, and we got to try to win football games with that because we have no money because we spent it all. Lesson to be learned, right? And finally, I just want to talk a little bit about Henry Ruggs here. Absolute shame. His alcohol, it was .161, which was blood alcohol, which was pretty much twice the legal limit. I think .08 And he was, so basically like the 8 was the legal limit, and he was at the 16. So he was twice as much. I was driving his Corvette down a residential street, not even on a highway from what I was reading. He was driving at 156 miles an hour. And when he went to court, he just basically post bail, I think it was. I think he had to post $150,000. But I think the judge says something like, in all my years on the bench, I've never heard of a speed so high. Yeah, 156 miles an hour. When the airbags were deployed, he was at 127 miles an hour. So I guess as he was coming up on the Toyota RAV4, I guess maybe he hit the brakes and he slowed down a little bit. But I mean, 127 miles an hour, he hit the back of a RAV4, you know. So he was drunk, and he also had a loaded handgun on the floor of his vet. So as he rear-ended at basically 127 miles an hour, he rear-ended a Toyota RAV4. There was a 23-year-old woman and a dog were in the car. Okay, and they both died. And just absolutely, I mean, you know, it doesn't matter how, you know, the death is absolutely unbelievably horrible. Period. But it would, you know, I mean, if they could have, you know, died like that. But, I mean, her, and to me, I love animals, you know, so I could care less about Henry Ruggs. If he goes to jail and rots in jail, I couldn't possibly care less. You know, I'm more pissed off the dog died. I don't really care about Henry Ruggs. But if you're going to die, you know what I mean, you know, apparently, you know, people were trying to save her and all and everything, and she was trapped inside, and the flames were on there, and the people who were trying to save her got just overwhelmed by the smoke and the flames and all that, and they couldn't get her out, her and her dog. So she's inside there, and she just burned to death. Could you imagine that? Burning to death? What an absolute horrible way to die. I mean, unbelievable. Her and the dog. Now, of course, the way it winds up working out a lot of times is, you know, the person driving the car, you know, the drunk person, they're all relaxed and all and everything, you know, I mean, they don't know, you know, so, and, you know, so they hit, the airbags deployed, you know, and of course their car, I guess, maybe didn't catch on fire or whatever, so they wind up living. They just went to the hospital and they got released, no life-threatening injuries or nothing, so, you know, they're okay, but, you know, the people that they hit, they're dead. You know, absolutely unbelievable. Henry Ruggs was driving. His girlfriend, I think he's 22. I think she's 22. She was in the car as well too. He was driving twice the legal limit, and he had a handgun, loaded handgun in the car. Now I was kind of seeing a couple things on there that I was reading a little bit. Like minimum sentence would be 2 years, and if with the loaded handgun in the car, that could possibly add another 6 years to it. So that depends upon if they're going to add that charge in there or not or whatever. But basically, he was drunk, driving drunk, twice the legal limit. All right, kills another human being and an animal. All right, and he has a loaded handgun in his car. So I saw he could be anywhere from like 2 years to 20 years, and possibly another 6 years if they add the gun charge on there. I saw another one where it said anywhere from 2 years to 40 years, and they could add another maybe 6 years if they add the gun charge in there. So it could be anywhere from 2 years, I was seeing, up to 46 years. I mean, I'd have a hard time believing, especially even if this was his first offense. You're driving twice, you're speeding 156 miles an hour. You're drunk, you're twice the legal limit. You got a loaded gun, and you kill somebody. I'd have a hard time seeing him just getting 2 years, personally. I mean, I'd have a hard time believing he doesn't get at least 5 to 10. But, yeah, who knows? One of those things we just have to wind up waiting and see. But, I mean, the biggest question is, like, why? you know, in this day and age, you know, with like Uber and Lyft and taxis and your cell phones, you call your friend up or something, there's no reason at all. You have a drink. There's no reason at all you have to drive. You give the keys to somebody else. One of your teammates will come pick you up, or you call Uber, they'll come pick you up and bring you home. There's no reason, if you're drinking, no reason at all to drive. And what the fuck are you driving for around a car with a loaded handgun for? Are you that fucking stupid? What the hell is wrong with you? If you got to go someplace where you got to have a loaded handgun, you don't go there. Are you that fucking stupid? What an idiot. Absolute idiot. The only thing I can see coming out of this, you know, for the most part, it's any good, is that this might bring to attention other players, you know. You know, the coach is talking to them, guys, you got to make smart decisions out there, okay? You know, every decision you make has the good and has the bad, you know what I mean? You got to make smart decisions. Every decision you make, you got to think about it, okay? Especially if you're going to be drinking, all right? So, I mean, that's about the only thing I can see coming out is that this sets example and hope it opens up guys' eyes, you know, in all sports. It's just football, all sports. You know, make them aware, okay? You know, you guys, you're not, you know, Marvel comic characters or something. You know what I mean? You're just normal. You're just human beings, just like everybody else, okay? You got to make decisions. Smart decisions out there, all right? Whatever decisions you do, right? Make them smart, okay? Because if you don't, they could cost you your life, or what could be worse is, in this case, it could cost the life of someone else. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants!